Hey guys, today is Saturday on 7 LGBTs. This week's topic is gaydars. I remember the first time I encountered people who had never heard of gaydar and thought that it was the absolute coolest thing, that I could tell if people were gay, even if they didn't, as well as there's a lot of people who will get really mad at me if someone's not out and I say that they're gay, which I can definitely understand. There are some people who, it hurts my pride a little bit, but I've never personally been wrong before, but I know there's a chance that someone I think is gay is not, and I should wait until they figure out their sexuality themselves. Took a lot to say that. As you can probably tell, I strongly believe in gaydars. I think that there are some really obvious physical signs about someone's sexuality, not just the really obvious, because I know that I've heard this, like, I don't know this personally, but I've heard that a lot of guys, after they come out, start to kind of conform to the kind of physical whatever, like they try and be as gay as possible. But I also know guys who think that they're straight or try to be straight and are still extremely flamboyant. Girls took me a lot longer. There's obviously girls who are just very obviously gay. And that would be kind of going to the whole, like, really kind of, I don't want to use really politically incorrect terms, so I'm just going to shut up. But, you know what I'm talking about. But there's also some kind of, like, not as obvious aspects. I've learned that the way people walk is actually a huge sign. I'm not talking about, like, you know, girl kind of, like, swaying her shoulders. Because the thing is, I don't know many people who actually do that. I don't know many guys who walk like, well, that's not true. I do. I know guys who walk like more girly than the girliest girls I know. But I feel like that's kind of chosen by them. But there's, like, some people who just accidentally walk like their sexuality. And it's also a little bit part of, like, people's voices and the way they talk, even if it's really, really, really minor. And it's not as easy to, like, describe. Obviously, like, yeah, there's, like, the gay lisp, which is pretty obvious. With guys overall, like, I actually haven't met a truly, like, masculine gay guy, but I think that's just because a lot of guys try and fit the kind of more, like, flamboyant stereotype. I think they would be a lot less obvious if they didn't make themselves obvious. I totally don't know. This is just, but I've learned that girls in the way, and I don't know. It's actually really hard to describe. It's just kind of I don't know. It took me a really long time to figure out how to tell with girls. Especially bisexual girls. It's pretty close to impossible. Hi, Midnight. Because there's always, like, this sort of just off thing about, like, oh, they're straight, but no, wait. And that's impossible. Like, my girlfriend is bisexual, and it's kind of like most people cannot tell at all. And when I tell them that we're dating, they're like, "But I thought she was straight, Julie." I'm like, "But it's also especially difficult for completely straight people to tell about other people." And I know people who are just. I know there's just one guy who is so obviously gay. And he does nothing to hide it. And I was hanging out with this girl, and she was like, "I don't know anyone gay," and we had just said hi to him. We had like just passed him, had a conversation with him, and we kept walking. I was talking about I don't remember how it came up, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't know anyone gay." I'm like, "Well, what about him?" And she's like, "He's gay?" And I'm like, "Yep." So I don't know. I think there's some people who it really just goes right over their heads, and then there's people like me who are always accusing me. I always try and tell if someone's gay. It's like a really bad habit of mine. Like when I meet someone, I'm like, what's their sexuality? And it's like it's not even that important, but it's like it's interesting. I also always want to know whether or not they realize it. I don't know. But that's my view on gaydar. So, yep. See you guys next week.